We'll call the November 4 meeting of the Greenwood Board of Public Works and Safety to order at 5:30 p.m. Roll call, please, Amanda.
Mr. Colvin?
Here.
Mr. Hoover?
Here.
Mr. Rutherford?
Here.
Thank you.
We have the minutes of two sets of minutes to review. The first one is the session of October 7, 2024. Any corrections, additions, or deletions from staff?
Move for approval. Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Our next group of minutes is for October 21, 2024. Again, any corrections, additions, or deletions from staff? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So
of
moved.
minutes? Thank
Second.
you. Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Chief, I believe you have something. Not chief. Chief, I see.
That's
Yes, that's chief. A lot of chiefs behind you.
Good evening. I'm here to ask for approval of, in addition to our Axon contract, we'd like to add, we're gonna start a drone program next year. So we're gonna add a drone, which is why you see the larger amount for the first year. That's the actual drone itself. And then the 5-year contract is for the software, which allows us to keep track of the flight patterns and all of the videos and weather conditions and stuff like that for testimony.
Is it one drone?
It's one drone.
Well, I know we have one or had one.
So we currently have, the city has
Less
a few
sophisticated?
in different, yeah, this is pretty sophisticated drone. It's got a night vision flare. I won't call it weatherproof, weather resistant. It's got a lot of bells and whistles built into it, but they are not cheap. We're starting with one, and we're going to have 4 drone pilots, and we have 4 shifts. So each shift they will pass it off to the next pilot, so that we always have one out and about.
So we'll be in the field.
Yes.
And then how long do you have to keep the video? Is it similar to our body camera video?
It'll be on the same retention. Not to get too deep into it, but the drone we're buying is a Skydio drone. There's been a lot of legislation, and we may soon be one of the few agencies operating a drone, because most of them are Chinese drones,
Right.
And they all have potential to be grounded due to federal legislation. So this is an American-made drone, but we are also contracting with Axon, which is our same company that does our body-worn cameras, our tasers, our VR interview rooms. And long story short, the Axon Air software reports the video from every flight, reports the flight information, time of day of the pilot's information, weather, when, everything. And it uploads it to evidence.com, which will be on the same retention schedule as our officer award body camera videos.
Any further questions for the chief? Is there a motion to approve this?
I move that we approve the request. Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Does that include the authorization to sign it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The contract we have, we just set up the marks for the mayor's signature. The problem I don't use that for the chief's player somewhere. Next on our agenda is Mr. Wayne Martin, 535 Hacienda Place.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm here to ask the board for assistance in getting a sewer bill corrected. I've been to the department 3 times and get no avail. I had a water leak from American Water. It was in the meter pit. It was their leak. I got a credit of $155 for 12,000 gallons of water. I took that into sanitation department, get an adjustment on my bill, and they said they could not do it. They needed a new reading. You can't take a reading from a meter and get a new one. It is what it is. I got a bill from water company showing the dates and the gallons that I was billed was not my water. I did not use anything more than my normal water, nor should I have to pay anything more than that. They said, well, we gave you an adjustment and only charged you the summer rate of overage. It's still charging me for something I did not use.
So, Mr. Brown, you're not talking about your water bill, you're talking about your sewer bill.
I'm talking about the sewer bill.
And it's,
Water company gave them a copy of the bill showing a 12,000 gallon credit, and it was to no avail to them. The manager up there should be able to use common sense. And if a receipt is brought in showing there's a credit for gallons not used, she should be able to create the credit. And if she can and doesn't, she should be fired. If she can't, she should have the power to do that. This is, a citizen shouldn't have to come in and beg for something that we should not be charged for. I paid my bill every month. Whatever they billed me, I paid it.
How much money is it, as in question?
I haven't figured it out, but probably less than $60.
so you had other sewage use, I suppose you had other water usage, correct?
Pardon?
You probably had other water usage, is that correct?
Well, I had the normal usage.
Okay. And
Yes,
so that would have generated a normal sewer utility in the summer bill.
correct.
And so are they saying that they're charging you more than the summer rate, the normal stuff?
Kevin, we went over this. What the problem is the ordinance requires the billing people to have a revised bill. They didn't give him a revised bill, they gave him a credit. He was charged for sewer usage that he didn't use because there was a leak, so the water never reached our sewer system.
Right.
Right.
The request is reasonable, but all the narrative about someone misbehaving on the second floor isn't there because that's the ordinance. It's not anything.
So how do we fix it? Or can we fix it, or is this a?
You can waive it and adjust it, and then the ordinance needs to be addressed.
Greg, are we on the,
So then is the suggestion to give a credit to take the bills during the leak time down to what the prior month before the leak was? I think I worked that out, and it's like $11 and change. I can get you an exact number if you need it, but if you just word it credit to get to that level of the pre-leak, I can do that.
If he goes back 1 month, does that capture your normal water bill?
I have the water bill here and the dates were, I'm sorry, I'm 6/19 to 8/16.
So you may, it looks like you may have to go back more than a
So
month.
the normal month, the prior month before the leak hit, he was billed 7901. Then there's 2 months at 8459, which was because of the summer usage discount, when the water usage was higher. And then the most recent month's billing had been 7901. So if we adjusted the two 8459s back to 7901, it's about just over $5.50 per month
and for 2 months?
for those 2 months.
And how do we get that from Mr. Martin? Where do we send it? Is it something you can do?
You approve me to provide him with a credit to the August and September bills to take them to the $79.01. And then I will pass that on to those upstairs and they will apply that credit.
So it'll come out as a credit,
It will show
which is next bill is not a refund or anything like
correct. It
that.
shows
Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
I would move that we approve that credit. In those dollar
Direct
figures.
Mr. Wright to follow up and take care of that.
Right.
Yep.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And please understand, our staff upstairs has to do what they're obligated to do under the law. Sometimes it doesn't always make common sense, as you said, but we're gonna get it fixed.
Well, then I would implore the board to change the ordinance so that they can make corrections on bills that are obviously overbilled.
We have.
The money is not
But it goes to the
as much of an issue that I'm being
Process.
charged for something I didn't use.
Craig?
The way it's set up is if we don't have an exact water reading, then we revert to the summer usage discount amount. So if it's outside, if this were to happen in the winter, we would have had him fill out an excess usage form and adjusted it back to whatever the summer usage discount would be, because we don't have an exact usage number from the water company. That is the way that our ordinance is written, is we must bill on the usage number from the water company. But if there is excess usage, we can go back to that summer usage discount, which is the average of those 5 months times 1.334. So it is slightly higher than what the normal would be, but that is the way that the ordinance is written. So that since we can't figure out how much actual usage was, that is a conservative estimate that protects the city.
And any adjustment to the ordinance has to be through the
The
common
council,
council.
yes, that would be a council issue.
So they don't read the meter every month.
Yes, the water company reads the meter and sends us the number, but they did not adjust their water meter reading, they just gave a dollar credit. So we don't have a way to get a water reading from them that matches that.
And there was a
They can't-
policy
they
reason
changed the
behind the way that was written. If we had
They
a
didn't change
leak
its usage.
and at the same time his water usage went up a trickle, that we would.
They can't make a fictitious bill, a meter reading. is
They can
what it
change the
is.
usage amount though, because
Well-
we've had them do it on other accounts, but if they can't get a real number because they don't know how much of it was actually used, they won't adjust.
But I brought this in to them, it showed 12,000 gallons in that period.
But the water company didn't adjust the usage amounts.
Pardon?
The water company did not send us an adjusted usage, they sent a dollar, you just said there was a dollar credit, there was no usage adjustment on the water company side. They did not adjust it in their system, they send us all of their updated numbers. So they never adjusted the amount of usage on that account, they just gave you a dollar credit.
Well, Mr. Martin, I think we've got your immediate problem solved. Mr. Wright's gonna take care of that. And then Mr. Wright, for anything else that needs to do with the common council, you can share that what happened here tonight with the council, and they can proceed accordingly. Thank you. Chief Rochelle.
Good evening, Board. James Rochelle, Fire Chief. I'm requesting approval for agreement with Locality Media Incorporated, doing business as First Due. A little bit about First Due. They're a software platform, integrates vital elements for fire operations to create a holistic technology environment for our department. They'll replace outdated and or obsolete methodologies of traditional fire service operations, training, asset tracking, community outreach, fire prevention. It enhances departmental efficiency, interoperability with neighboring departments, while giving us real-time information for increased situational awareness and incidents. In short, the software platform is a game changer for our department.
Questions for the chief?
I move that we approve the request.
Second?
Further discussion? Very good, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Weathers. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. Randy Weathers, Sanitation Superintendent. I'm here tonight to request approval to purchase a push camera. I think you all have the quote in front of you and then a little information sheet there. This would replace a push camera that the sanitation department has had in excess of 20 years. Software no longer obviously supported, doesn't record any longer. So this is something that we would use to, for example, snake or check a drain in one of the city facilities. If we had an issue with a customer's lateral and we needed to see if it was something that needed to be fixed, it's a smaller camera that goes up, that type of thing. And it has a locate system that we can find with when it's underground, which will also help our GIS system as we can map those on our maps as we find them. So I'm here tonight to ask for approval to make that purchase. If you have questions on that, I'd be happy to try and answer for you.
Any questions for Andy?
I'd move for approval.
I'll second that. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Do you need these back, Randy?
No.
We have to. Yes.
That's another haircut.
Good evening.
It hasn't helped.
It has not. Terry McLaughlin, Deputy Mayor, standing in for Human Resources on some house cleaning and things. The first thing of business would be approval of job descriptions for 2 new positions. One would be within the street department for a truck driver laborer's position, non-CDL. This is set up to be where somebody can be hired to perform these duties and then train for their CDL license once they're virtually on the job. The other one would be in regards to the police department, a new position for them, become 2025 public relations officer / grant writer. Again, this would be a new job description for those 2 positions.
Questions for Terry? Lisa's absent. Seemed like I talked with Lisa today, it seemed like they're pretty routine. A lot of them are just a wait.
Yes.
Change. I'll move for approval of all those job description modifications.
Second.
Further discussion? Right now, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thanks, Terry.
The others are virtually within different departments that all continue virtually the same aspect of things. That's just cleanup of the job description, grammar, punctuation, those types of things. And we have redid our weight limits for the lifting aspect in each of these departments. I think we moved it from 150 pounds per person, what they could lift, to 75, made them standard across the board for all virtually maintenance positions, whether it's DPW or building maintenance. We feel with the equipment that we have and stuff, work smarter, not harder, use the equipment to do the heavy lifting, so they don't have those.
20 plus of those. Out there.
Yeah, I'll try to take them by virtually departments, if that's all right with everybody. Amanda, does that work for you? Start off with street department. One would be labor / truck driver's position. Number 2 would be a technician / laborer's position. Number 3 would be for a supervisor. Number 4 would be for the superintendent. Number 5 would be a part-time laborer's position. Number 6 would be the assistant superintendent's position. And number 7 would be a crew leader position. Again, these would all be cleanup of punctuation, grammar, and virtually all deal with the weight limit for each job, which is all the same. You want to take by departments or just do them all?
Just do more.
Okay. Next would be waste management. First one would be a part-time limb labor, virtually go out and help with the waste management leaf and limb. Number 2 would be a seasonal leaf laborer's position. Number 3 would be a truck driver laborer's position. Number 4 would be a crew leader's position, and number 5 would be a part-time laborer's position. Again, all within waste management with the same. Next would be I'm going to restate this one. I think I had it in there, but street department new job description would be for the truck driver, labor, non-CDL. I forgot to discuss that. Moving on would be building services. Building services be the title change to match the salary ordinance. This would entail a building maintenance supervisor, a building maintenance laborer, and a part-time position. Again, all with the same requirements of just cleaning up the grammar and the lifting requirements. The last department would be sanitation. Include the following would be the superintendent, the supervisor, the assistant supervisor, the inspectors, all maintenance laborers, and a labor non-CDL. Again, these would all contain the same information as all the other departments. That's all I have.
Those as a group, so motion to approve it.
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks, Amanda.
Next on our agenda is from the mayor's office. I understand Preston Bertram is online, is going to cover for Todd.
Good evening. For the record, Preston Bertram, Mayor's Office, on behalf of Ty Hayden. I am requesting ratification of Smash Daddy's Burgers, Fries, etc. food truck for use of the city-owned lot at 102 South Madison Avenue on Friday, October 25th.
For the board's information, Mr. Hayden called me, and apparently Smash Burger Truck has been there for a while, but they really had not gone forward and got the appropriate permits or agreements with the city to do that. So, given that, I told him I thought we could ratify him putting that approval on, as long as he got approval from probably Sam's office. Soon they got the insurance coverage and such.
So this is going forward. It's gonna be there
Well, this request is just
for the.
for October 25th, that last Friday. Preston, do you know if they intend to keep doing this on every?
Yes. In the
component?
for now they plan on doing it on a event by event basis. In the future they do plan on attempting to do something by seasonal though.
It is a government.
Well, you might share with Ty when he gets back that I think we're okay with doing it on a event by event basis, but that we'd like to have a little bit advance notice of what's going on, not the afternoon before the event. Okay,
Sounds good. Thank you.
so can we have a motion to ratify the October 25th?
So moved. Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thanks, Preston.
Thank you.
Those of you who didn't know, Preston is the best son.
Oh.
Next, we're going to talk to Nathan Winslow about the ERMCO headquarters. Nathan, are you here in person or online? Don't see him or hear him. Paul, are you able to help us out? Kind of lead us through this? Sure. Okay. Your memo.
Yeah, this is for the ERMCO headquarters there at the northwest corner of Graham and Main Street. they've completed all the improvements on site, whether they were private and or some public improvements. So they're asking for acknowledgement of completion of the private improvements and then acceptance of the street and sidewalk improvements in the right of way and then the perimeter monuments that were shown on the recorded plat. Everything out in the field is fine. The inspection fees are in order. The maintenance guarantees have been approved. The operation and maintenance manual has been recorded. So they're asking if you would acknowledge the private improvements are installed correctly and then accept the items in the public right of way.
And you don't have any conditions there?
No, there's no conditions.
I move for approval.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Charlie Maddox, Crossroad Engineers for Kopetsky Auto Wash.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Charlie Maddox, Crossroad Engineers, our address is 115 North 17th Avenue, Beach Grove. Here to request a few things. The Kopetsky Auto Wash project is complete. It's been complete for a while now. They had a few punch list items to take care of, and I believe all of that is in order. We're here to ask for acceptance of the private improvements, release of the performance bonds, acceptance of the maintenance bonds, then also approval of 2 on-site easements, one for the pond, it's a drainage easement. The other one is a piece of sidewalk on the private property, it's going to be in a pedestrian easement.
Again, we've got a memo from Paul. Paul, anything we need to add?
No, just as Charlie stated, everything's in order. All is good.
No conditions from your office?
No.
Move for approval.
Second.
Approval.
Something like that.
That's on the state approval.
Approval.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Went through there for the first time this past week. Impressive operation.
With a convertible, kill 2 birds with
I
one
left
stone.
that for Mr. Hudson. It's the car. Next is Conadab for Dayton Freight Terminal Maintenance Expansion.
Yeah, hello, my name is yep, I'm here online.
Good. Okay, tell us what we're doing.
All right. My name is Connor David. I'm here from EMH&T, the engineering firm that worked on the design for these improvements. They have been complete for some time, and we are just looking for the release of the maintenance guarantees. I know they've the inspector has been out there and approved everything as it is, so we're just looking to get those released.
Oh, it looks like that's with approval of your office and the conditions. Is that correct?
Correct. Everything's still good out in the field.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Michael Morgan from Pulte Group. Michael, you with us online? This is Sagebriar by Dale Webb.
Muted. Oh, you're muted, yeah.
Is he here? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's on the.
There you go.
Good evening.
Good evening. Tell us what we're doing here.
Mike Moore with Pulte Homes, just asking for the acceptance of the performance guarantee and the execution and inspection and testing agreements for Sagebriar by Del Webb Section 2.
Questions for Mr. Morgan? Paul, everything is good from your perspective?
Yep, everything's good.
Move for approval.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
David Marks, V3 Companies for the Anderson Hauser Center and the Georgia Big Center.
Good evening. David Marks, V3 Companies. We're here seeking approval and execution of a grant of public right-of-way here on behalf of Anderson Hauser. They're granting their half of the right-of-way for their infrastructure improvements over there.
Yeah, but eventually there's going to be a roadway installed where the proposed Wawa is supposed to go and then head south to Pushville. And as it gets toward Andrews Hauser property, it's gonna be split half and half on Andrews Hauser and then half and half on the Unicorp parcel. So this is the 30-foot that we need on the Andrews parcel. Yeah.
I'll move for approval.
All second, further discussion? Then all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thanks, David. Does anyone from the audience wish to address us? Now's your time. Okay, anyone online wish to address us? Okay. If not, we'll move on to Mr. Hollister.
First up is a consideration of amendment of the current design contract with the Hitchcock Design Group. This is coming out of the CDBG funds, and it is for a hydrology study at Northeast Park in the amount of $72,800.
What are we doing?
Parking lot, I believe.
Questions for Sam?
Approval.
Second.
Further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
This is a request for approval of professional services agreement with Kinley Horn, plat city property along Smith Valley Road. We're replatting some land that we own near Craig Park. Shauna drafted this agreement and blesses it.
Why are we planning?
I don't know why we're replatting. That wouldn't have been Shauna's request.
Do you know Terry?
Well, I know why. This is DPW and we have
I see.
Parks Department and we have different entities owning the real estate.
Got it.
And we're gonna have to do that bridge and that road here in the next several years.
Right. That desperately needs done. I move that we approve the request.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next up is a request for approval outbound lighting agreement with Johnson County REMC for the Lone Pine Farm, Section 2.
Questions for Sam on this one? No, move for approval.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next up is Country Air 2 sidewalk repair project. And this is with McGrath Concrete Construction. This is one of the projects that Kevin's been doing with the money dedicated for sidewalks.
Is this out in the country here?
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah.
I'll move for, go ahead.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next up is the same kind of project for Homecoming, the Welcome Way sidewalk repair project, also with McGrath Concrete Construction.
Is that one out of maintenance then, probably?
Yeah,
Moving
those,
along.
those have been out there a while now,
Gotcha.
Hard to believe.
I move for approval.
Second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Mr. Peon.
Yes, you may want to just do these all together. I think that's what you've done in the past. There's
Your
four-
O&M.
Yeah, the O and M manuals, authorize the mayor to sign them, and it's for the Genesis Drive Commercial Center in Greenwich Lake Block C, the Lincoln Place subdivision at Bushville and Emerson, Lone Pine Farm Section 3 down near, I think it's Smoky Road and Honey Creek Road, and then the Greenwood Senior Housing Project at the Grove and Stones Crossing. And everything's, we've coordinated with the stormwater department and everything. They're working with the developers to get them approved.
I'll move for approval of all four of those projects. Further discussion? Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
That's all that I have.
Greg, anything from your office?
Nothing for me.
Thank you for your help in earlier.
Did your budget go okay?
Move for approval of the claims as presented.
I'll second that.
Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you all. We'll stand adjourned at 6:04 PM.